Welcome to episode 32 of Two Guys, One Sport. My name is Chris.
My name is George. Brother Chris, I'd much rather be talking to you about the Graps than watching the Cubs lose.
I can imagine.
Thank you. Thank you for being a good distraction for me. I appreciate that.
You're
welcome. A good man. You're a good man and thorough.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You should also, though, be thanking AAW for making sure that they scheduled the lineup to start on a Friday, because otherwise you would have nothing to do tonight other than watch the Cubs lose.
And drink heavily. And now I have to talk to you, which is much better than both of those.
Yes. Well, I don't know if
actually, I'd probably go back to playing Master of Orion, too.
I don't know if it's better than drinking heavily, but, you know, it's somewhere on that list.
Yeah. You're all right.
Ah, thank you. You're all right as well.
I may crack into the white wine before I go to bed, though. We'll see. We'll see how we're feeling.
I would not blame you if you did. We got a whole lot of stuff on tap to talk about tonight. We've got recaps. We've got previews. We've got a boatload of everything, spanning the whole spectrum of the Graps. So let's just jump right into it. Match of the week. Do you want to go first, or should I?
You go first.
All right. This is a match I've talked about in reference to other things in the past, but seeing as how we're a month out from Survivor Series, I figured, you know what? Let me take a look at a Survivor Series match. And then I realized, wait, the last 2 years, Survivor Series has had no significant Survivor Series matches. Like actual Survivor Series tag team matches. They've all been...
You didn't like Shane McMahon branding himself on a Roman spear? That wasn't significant to you?
I mean, it was significant, but there were no stakes. There was nothing to grab onto.
Bragging rights are all the stakes that you need.
Fuck bragging rights. I hate those. I hate that shit. So I went back 3 years ago to Survivor Series 2014 to one of the most significant matches in Survivor Series history, Team Cena versus Team Authority, to determine the direction of WWE for the foreseeable future at that time. The teams being John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, The Big Show, Eric Rowan, and Ryback versus Seth Rollins, Corporate Kane, Rusev, Luke Harper, and Mark Henry.
It was a motley crew if ever one existed.
Yes. Backstory here. It's well documented at this point that Roman Reigns was supposed to be part of Team Cena for this match. But due to his hernia and the surgery and recovery from the hernia, Roman Reigns' only appearance in Survivor Series was a via satellite, or quote-unquote via satellite video segment.
This was 2014?
Where he previewed his big return, which was coming soon.
Yes.
And that was the first time that we had seen that the WWE Universe had seen Roman Reigns in quite a while, actually. I think since either August or September. I don't remember when the hernia had actually happened at that point in time. But so the match had to be entirely restructured and redone based around that. Because Survivor Series was supposed to be the beginning of Roman Reigns' big push, big growth moment. And unfortunately, that did not come to pass. They had to call the audible, as we say in football. We call the audible. This match progressed in a fairly non-standard manner. Mark Henry was knocked out in the first 30 seconds of the match. He charged in to a Big Show knockout punch and was immediately eliminated, which immediately set the Authority off their game face immediately. Eventually, though, they got back into the groove, and following some creative interference, Rusev eliminated Ryback following that nasty spinning heel kick that he throws. So we're back to 4-4, and then we have what felt like an eternity of Dolph Ziggler facing peril, where he just got fucking destroyed.
Oh, this was the passion of the Ziggler. I remember this.
Yeah. Right. Basically, everybody who was still involved in the match for Team Authority took their turn just knocking the snot out of him repeatedly, to the point where when he finally did manage to make a tag to Cena to tag out, he just rolled outside of the ring and just stayed rolled up against the barricade motionless for a good 5 minutes afterwards. But in the process of that, the only reason why he was able to get back into it was because at one point Rusev had put him up on the Spanish announcer's table and gone for a big splash through the table. Dolph rolls off. Rusev face plants through the table, and Dolph barely beats the count back in. Rusev gets counted out to preserve his, at the time, unpinned, unsubmitted streak that was still ongoing.
Memories.
And wouldn't be broken until WrestleMania the following spring.
Memories.
Yes. So
was he still Alexander Rusev at this time?
No,
he didn't lose his first name. And did he lose his first name in the great first name purge of 2014?
He had lost his first name already at that point. I think it was sometime between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania in 2014 that he lost his first name.
I'll pull on a 40 for that one later.
Yep, along with Antonio Langston and
Adrian. We'll talk about
Adrian and now Samson too.
True.
All the other lost names in WWE archives. So Ziggler manages to get Rusev counted out. Finally makes a tag to Cena. All hell breaks loose, and eventually we end up with Eric Rowan getting pinned, and now we're back to 3-3. But it's really only 3-2 because Dolph Ziggler is still unconscious at the side of the ring. And then we have Big Show heel turn number 4,727, where when they're in the ring, he and Cena are in the ring facing down against the ring, three guys and Team Authority. Big Show assesses the situation, sees the odds are not in his favor, knockout punches Cena to allow Rollins to pin Cena, and then Big Show walks out, or shakes Triple H's hand, and then walks out.
Yes, because he didn't make any money in his failed strip mall investments.
Exactly. So, Big Show, on the excuse of needing to quote unquote provide for his family, turned heel here and left Dolph Ziggler, who could barely walk, to face down Corporate Kane, Luke Harper, and Seth Rollins. And we proceeded again with the passion of the Ziggler, where he just continued to get beat down again. But as is predictable for Dolph, in the only other time besides the Miz feud of 2016 when he's actually been relatable and someone who we can invest in the past 5 years, Ziggler made his big comeback and managed to pin Kane off a zigzag. And then after getting snot kicked out of him by Harper a bit more, rolled up Harper to make it 1-1. Down to just Ziggler and Rollins. That was all. And Rollins continued to beat the piss out of him. Ziggler continued to stay alive. Eventually, J&J Security get involved, and Ziggler super kicks both of them into oblivion. Triple H pulls referee Chad Patton out of the ring on a pinfall to allow Seth Rollins.
And they went all in on this Ziggler fella.
Oh yeah, they went all in on this. Triple H pulls Chad Patton out of the ring. Rollins continues to beat down, but Ziggler catches him by surprise and goes for a pin again. John Cone runs down to the ring to count the 3, and now Triple H just jumps into the ring and just punches Cone right in the head while he's in the middle of counting to stop the count. Because as the stakes were, if Team Authority lost, the Authority was completely out of power, and Triple H and Stephanie would have to go back to Stamford. So, Triple H, being psychotic heel that he was in 2014, was all in on this and needed to win. So Triple H,
that makes sense. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
so Triple H character definition.
Mm-hmm. So Triple H then proceeds to start to beat the piss out of Ziggler. Hits him with the spine buster, then hits him with the lariat. Then he hits him with the pedigree, and pulls Rollins' lifeless corpse on top of Ziggler. And Scott Armstrong, crooked referee from all the way back at the beginning of 2014 in the Daniel Bryan saga, or end of 2013 actually.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah,
good continuity.
Yeah, this was when WWE still cared about continuity in that regard, because the Authority was the only thing that they cared about continuity for in 2013 and 2014. They brought Scott Armstrong down to the ring. He starts counting to 3, and then the Crow and the creepy music.
That's right.
The light bulb circles.
The violin music and
Sting.
Yeah, the Crow. Not to be confused with the time the Crow was on the monitor blocking Eric Bischoff in TNA.
Correct, yes. So Sting makes his way down to the ring. Armstrong comes out of the ring to try and stop him. Sting just punches him straight in the face and knocks him out. Triple H and Sting circle each other for a bit, staring each other down. It's probably about 3 minutes of them just kind of staring at each other, circling back and forth and back and forth. Finally, Triple H, in his incredulity, goes in for a punch, misses. Sting kicks him in the chest. Scorpion death drop. Triple H is done. Flips over the pin so that Ziggler is now on top of Rollins. Chad Patton regains consciousness just in time to get back in the ring and count to 3, and Team Cena wins.
Yeah!
Well, score 1 for the good guys. Of course, it was completely
for like 3 days.
It was completely undone a month later when Seth Rollins threatened to kill Edge unless Cena brought back the Authority. But, that's neither here nor there. We don't care about that.
I missed the curb stomp.
Fucking terrible. This did have big storyline implications, and really, honestly, if WWE had been doing it right, they really should have left it as the Authority being out of power for a much longer period of time. But
well, these are the same people who had CM Punk gone for a week.
Yeah,
in 2011. So
McMahon's got a McMahon. So got it.
20 years. It's been all about getting the McMahons over. We thought this is nothing new to this show, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
All about getting the McMahons over. That's what this product's all about.
Exactly. So, but all in all, it was a fun match. The stakes were good, and for that month there when we didn't have the Authority, it felt great. Especially the following night on Raw when Daniel Bryan was the GM and he put all the members of Team Authority into all sorts of ridiculous situations. For example, Corporate Kane became Concessions Kane for that night. Nice. That was a fun one. Seth Rollins got put into a handicap match where John Cena and Dolph Ziggler faced Seth Rollins and J&J Security. That was a fun one. And what else there? Mark Henry got beaten by Ryback in like 2 minutes to avenge something from WrestleMania 28, I think. It might have been. I don't remember.
No, 29. The New York one. So 2013.
29 was when Mark Henry...
Yeah, I believe, yes. Almost positive it was the one at the Meadowlands, whatever the hell the stadium is called, where the Giants and Jets play.
Yeah.
Was that MetLife? Yeah, MetLife.
Yeah.
Almost positive it was the one at MetLife, so 2013.
Right. So Ryback got his revenge for that. Luke Harper went up in an Intercontinental Championship match against Dean Ambrose that was interrupted by Bray Wyatt because Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose were feuding at the time. And the real big one was Rusev and Lana were put into the ring, and they had to either choose to say the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States flag, because this was when Rusev was in his Hero of Mother Russia anti-America portion of his gimmick. Hero of Mother Russia portion of his gimmick, which has been anti-America for forever, but that's besides the point.
Yes.
So, and that was also when every time after he would win, the Russian flag would come down. So, Rusev had the choice of either saying the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States flag, or he would get put into a battle royal for the United States Championship. And so, Rusev and Lana came down. Lana starts this whole big speech, and Sergeant Slaughter comes down.
Nice.
To get them to try and
Sarge.
But then Rusev makes.
Did he have his hat? And did he have his hat and his outfit?
Yep, he had the hat. He had the outfit and everything.
I forgot all about this.
Rusev started, making a threatening stance towards him, but Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter made the save, and we got a nice "We the People" out of Sergeant Slaughter at the end of that segment. So that was fun. But the ousting
wrestling was fun.
The ousting of the Authority was a good time. It was a good time. That was right when I was getting started in the fandom, also. So that was fun to watch. That episode of Raw. That episode of Raw was a good time.
You should have run away.
Unfortunately, I should have run away right after that. But
yeah.
Never mind. Here we are.
Here we are.
At least we got an excellent podcast out of the deal.
We do.
All right. What do you got?
I have a match. This is actually recommended to me yesterday or the day before by a friend of the show, Taker's Minion, who's hanging out in the live chat. Hi, Taker's Minion.
Yeah, you should check out his show, Shooting Debris, tomorrow morning. They're going to be broadcasting Taker's Minion and Mr. Dr. Senju tomorrow morning on YouTube. Definitely be sure to check them out. Get that plug in now.
Absolutely. And we'll get the plugs in later, too.
Yes.
This is from June 24th, 1972, the AWA, Blackjack Mulligan, grandfather of Bray Wyatt, father of IRS, and his partner, Blackjack Lanza, uncle of JBL, or cousin of JBL, I'm not sure, one of the two, with their manager, Bobby the Brain Heenan, against Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher in a steel cage match in my hometown of Chicago, Illinois.
Wow, that is a hell of a match.
I don't know. This may have been at Soldier Field or it may have been at the Chicago Amphitheater. I heard both. Either way, Heenan's it's a cage match with the cages on the apron. Bobby Heenan's in the cage, taking bumps, selling for these guys. Chris, this was when wrestlers were big, thick dudes who looked mean and beat the shit out of guys.
Nice.
No one's throwing up a too sweet. No one's doing a ooh-ah in the corner before a move. No one's yelling woo. No one's doing struts. No one's doing anything. No flippy bullshit. No super kicks. You know what this was? 4 dudes and Bobby Heenan who hated each other. Blood everywhere. Violence everywhere. Now, I didn't have the full match. I had about a 6-minute highlight reel of the match. Crowd losing their mind. Every time Heenan would get thrown into the cage, people would like stand up and cheer, and Heenan bumps like a mofo. Again, I had the full match, but it's just like 4 guys just beating the crap out of each other. Crowd ate it all up. Right in my alley.
Yeah,
you know there's
exactly in your wheelhouse.
You know there's nothing more I love than big dudes beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, for sure.
There's 4 big dudes beating the shit out of each other. What's that to like?
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong.
No moves. I shouldn't say there were some moves. There were like headlocks and hammerlocks, and you know what I mean. But there were no like brain busters or destinos or no one left their feet in terms of going to the top rope. I mean, guys took bumps. There were like tandem drop kicks. It's almost like proto wrestling, but all you need is 4 dudes who look the part, who can play the part, who show charisma. And a manager who's the best of all time, which never hurts. He was in the corner of the Blackjacks. And the crowd will get into it. Wrestling, we say this might as well be the theme of our show. Chris, wrestling isn't complicated. People make it complicated.
Yes.
If you have 4 guys who act the part, look the part, and be the part, what's not to like?
Exactly.
Again, I only saw about a 6-7 minute snippet. Taker's Minion said it went about 25 minutes, and I got to find a way to watch the whole thing because it was great. The part I saw was awesome. Highly recommended. June 24th, 1972, Blackjacks with Bobby Heenan versus the Crusher and Dick the Bruiser. Thanks again, Taker's Minion, for the rec. Great match. Love going in the Wayback Machine. I think next week I may do a little Nick Bockwinkel.
Nice.
So I may do a little Nick Bockwinkel. We'll see. Another all-time great from the AWA. Yeah. And I just, the old stuff is so great.
Yeah.
We got to watch some old Japan. We got to watch some, not even like the 90s New Japan, All Japan, but like the 80s with like Giant Baba taking bumps and shit.
Yeah.
Like Jumbo Tsuruda and stuff. You know what I mean? We got to watch that stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, that's great stuff right there. But
Inoki and Muda.
Yeah, exactly. Young Muda and super young Liger and,
God.
Ghetto and Jetto as juniors and shit like that. Like, that's what we need to be watching.
For sure. That sounds like a ton of fun. Oh my god! You know what I found out recently? I was doing some reading, and I actually read that Ghetto actually worked a pretty significant portion of time in Memphis territories with Jerry Lawler.
Really, it wouldn't shock me because I know Chono and Masafuchi, who are still working for All Japan, worked in Memphis in the early '80s.
Yeah. So
I know Memphis had a lot of the Japanese guys come over.
Yeah,
that wouldn't shock me.
They had the speculation that Ghetto and Lawler still talk pretty frequently about booking decisions, and that's why some of the booking choices that we've seen in New Japan are very strong representations of what you would have seen in the good old days from the Memphis territories.
Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah,
wouldn't shock me at all because Memphis is wild and crazy, but Memphis has strong heels who get beat at the end.
Yes.
And New Japan, a face is running the place. not John Cena, or not AJ Styles. Excuse me, an actual face, a baby face. It's a baby face territory right now.
Yes.
So, I mean, the number one feud in New Japan is two tweeners, Okada and Naito.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, tweeners at best. If you told me it was face versus face, I wouldn't argue with you.
Absolutely.
So, that's not as heavy Memphis because it's 2017. It's hard to have just a dastardly heel like you had in the old days. Especially in a company like New Japan, which prides itself on fighting spirit, stuff that kind of transcends face and heel. You know, except for like Suzuki, you know, or like the interference.
Yeah, but it relies heavily on the old tropes that have been around for decades.
Exactly. You know, it works. Chris, this match is 45 years old that I watched, right? 1972 to 2017. Yeah, 45 years. It was great because the old stuff works. Like, it's not complicated.
Yeah,
wrestling is great. I mean, I would love to watch more of this old stuff.
For sure, I would love to.
I'd love to get into the old lucha. I'd love to get into like the old lucha, like super early, like Atlantis and Nico Casas and stuff, like from the 80s. You know, that would be just a joy to watch.
CMLL's earliest days. Well,
not EMLL, you know, like
not their earliest days, because I mean that would be like, the
20s.
The 20s, but you know.
So
all right.
Great match. Thanks again, Taker's Minion. Highly recommended. A lot of fun. I would love to see the whole thing, but the highlights a lot of fun too.
All right. So now that we've got the that good old stuff out of the way, let's go to what was a really crazy week in WWE.
Yeah, we
had some significant happenings basically through all of main roster shows. Hell in a Cell, Raw, and SmackDown all had incredibly significant events this week, and that's a rarity. We haven't had a week like that, and I can't even think of how long.
It's been eventful. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Let's start with Hell in a Cell. We'll run through a lot of this is just going to be quick rundown, but we're going to go into detail on a couple of things that were a pretty big deal. Pre-show match, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin defeated the Hype Bros.
Sure. It was all right.
It was all right.
Pre-show match, 3-star special.
Yep. The show proper opened with an absolutely hellacious Hell in a Cell match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships between the Usos and New Day.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second.
Yeah.
We're doing the awards show in 2 months, give or take.
Yeah.
There's no way the Usos aren't number one on our ballot.
Absolutely not.
Unless something absurd happens, like God forbid one of them blows a knee out or something. And even then, it will take one of them blowing a knee out and then like War Machine putting on like 6 5-star matches or something.
Yeah.
Like these guys are, and I don't want to diminish the New Day, who was excellent in this match as well, especially Xavier Woods and his bad knee. But I mean, Chris, the Usos are just at another level.
Yeah. I had somebody on Twitter try to debate with me that the Usos were not the best tag team in 2017, and I was just like,
"Close."
Have you been watching the same product?
Chris, there's no one. There's no one. I'm looking right now. I'm looking at in my apartment at an autographed poster of the Young Bucks. There's no one who likes the Young Bucks more than me. The Usos are having a better year.
Absolutely,
they're having a better year. They're having a better year than the Young Bucks. They're having a better year than the New Day, and the New Day are close. Don't get me wrong. Because it takes two to tango. They're having a better year than the War Machine. They're having a better year than Guerrillas of Destiny. And yes, it's a lot of teams have been hurt. Yes, I know. South Pacific Power Trip has been hurt. The Hardys have been hurt. The Revival have been hurt.
Yep.
I don't care.
The Briscoes have been doing 6-man shit with Bully Ray. All sorts of stuff. But this is revolutionary.
The tag team scene is the best part of SmackDown, and it's not close. Chris, this match was unbelievable.
It was amazing.
How about, you know what I loved? Besides everything? The Uso trash talking. Where they're hitting Biggie with the stick and yelling, "About to be a bad day for you."
Yep.
"Step back, dog. I got this." And smack. Like, this was the most brutal Hell in a Cell match in 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to go back. You have to go back to like the Triple H Shawn Michaels bloodbath from 2004. So 13 years.
And
this is
that
the first
was
Hell in a Cell match that felt like a Hell in a Cell match in a decade.
And they didn't have to get exceptionally creative with it either. Most of the weapons involved in the match were kendo sticks. Yeah. Like the most extreme thing that they had was at the very beginning of the match. Big E had a length of chain, a steel chain wrapped around his fist. That was the most extreme it got.
It was whoever laid this match out, the 5 men, I'm sure, whatever agent or agents that laid this match out should all take a bow. Absolutely. This match was brilliantly laid out. They did what everybody should do. You can't hit people in the head with weapons in WWE, rightfully so. So they picked the weapons that look and sound cool regardless of the damage, like a kendo stick.
Yep.
As opposed to a steel chair. They did stiff punches. They did crazy dives. Mm-hmm. No stupid chair poke to the abdomen or any of that dumb fake shit.
They got creative with using the kendo sticks.
Chris, this is on the short list for my WWE match of the year. I went 4 3/4. Yeah. I love this match.
4.5.
I love the wacky weapons because it fits Xavier Woods' character.
Yep.
When Xavier Woods goes to war, he uses wacky shit because he's a wacky dude.
Yeah.
Xavier Woods is not going to start being a super serious guy. It doesn't fit his character.
Right. Matt, I wouldn't say that the cowbell is more extreme than the chain. It was definitely more creative than the chain, though. I'll say that much. Same thing with the symbol. But yeah, like when I say extreme, I'm talking about in terms of the amount of pain and damage that it can inflict. That was more what I was going for there. But yeah, I went 4.5.
Got a little spot heavy at the end.
Yeah,
but I mean, like I went 4 3/4. I love this match. This match was great. And apparently, Brian Alvarez has said, and others have confirmed that they gave them 5 more minutes on the fly because they saw how great of a job they were doing.
I would have.
All right, guys, you have 5 more minutes. Go for it.
I would have given them even longer than that.
I mean, it went, what, 35 with the intros? So, yeah.
No, 22. Well, with the intros.
Well, with the intros and all the other bullshit.
Minutes, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay.
22-minute match.
Chris, this may be, other than Brock Goldberg, which is on another plane for me, this is my second favorite match of the year on the main roster.
Yeah.
Or AJ. I don't know. AJ, I can't grade because I was in the building for. I can't really be fair about that. So, it was like a religious experience in the building. So, I can't really be super fair. I can't put on my objective hat there. But I mean, this is on the short list for best match this company's done all year on the main roster.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Like, his best pay-per-view match in months.
Without a doubt. Yeah. I can't think of anything since this is even better than the SummerSlam main event, which you and I both loved.
Which we both adored. I went 4.5 in the SummerSlam main event. I went 4 3/4 here. I went 4 3/4 on Brock. I went 5 on AJ. But again, I was in the building for AJ, so hanging out with little kids and cheering and stuff. So that's a little different story. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean this even beats.
It's been such a great year that this won't make our final ballot.
Yeah,
but it's in the also receiving votes category. You know what I mean? Like when you see like an AP ballot for like college football, they have the top 20, and then they have the also receiving. We'll have our top 5.
Yeah,
that we'll submit, and then we'll have the also receiving. This will be an also receiving.
Yeah,
Chris, I mean, I cannot heap enough praise on this match. I cannot heap enough praise on all 4 guys in this match. Big E breaking out of the handcuffs, like my god. Xavier handcuff fighting to the bitter end, ultimate babyface in peril.
Dude, the imagery of
so he's clubbing guys with his 2 fists together. Like, come on, man.
The imagery of him like handcuffed up on the ring post and like trying to kick the Usos because he couldn't get his hands free,
but he's still fighting.
Like,
even though he's
basically whipping him with the kendo stick.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, this is insane.
And he's still kicking back, and because he never gives up. Like, God, man. By the way, Xavier Woods has had a really good year in the ring.
He has.
He's been the fulcrum for all these New Day matches.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and thank goodness that they've let him to start showcasing his talent a lot more because he is exceptionally talented.
He's been very good,
and he's also a young guy too. So it makes
he's like 32 or something. So
it makes sense for them to use him more than Kofi, even though Kofi is the more known commodity. Kofi's getting up there in age. He's I think 35 or 36 now.
Yeah, and there's miles on that. He's got the meniscus injury in the past. Like a guy his style doesn't age well.
Yeah, so it makes sense for them to use Xavier in this spot, and he's stepped up. So props to Xavier Woods for this, and Big E too. I mean, Big E has always been a spectacular performer. I love
that Big E cut the bullshit too.
Yeah,
little hip swivel spot, and he did all the rest of it. But I love that he cut a lot of the Biggie bullshit that he does in matches, which is great. I'm okay. Get your shit in. I'm okay with that. But I mean, this in a match like this, it's time. There's a time for bullshit, and there's a time to fight, and this is time to fight.
The promo that these two teams cut at the top of SmackDown this week really did say it all. And all the other tag teams coming out and objecting, they can make all the objections they want, but these two teams have been the tag team division.
I want to watch these teams fight forever, and I want to watch Ambrose Rollins versus the Bar fight forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would have no problem with either.
I'd be like, do you remember when 2013 was the Shield versus 3 random dudes?
Yep.
All right, cool. And we never got tired of it?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm cool with some sort of denomination, some sort of variation of that. Like,
yeah, I would not have any problem with that continuing. And it's like then they make it feel fresh and different every time. It works. It just works.
Works. Never gets boring.
Yeah. So the end result being that the Usos won back the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So they are now, 5-time Tag Team Champions, I believe? Yeah.
5 or 4.
I think it's 5 now.
This has to be the best WWE Tag Team division since before your time. Like 2003, when it was Los Guerreros, Angle and Benoit, Benjamin and fuck was his name?
Charlie Haas.
World's Greatest Tag Team. Charlie Haas and Benjamin. Ray and Edge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, this is the best tag team in division in a long time in WWE.
Yeah. I would say that this even tops the golden years of the Hardys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys.
In terms of work rate, yeah, because a lot of that shit was sloppy as hell.
Yeah,
a lot of that shit was sloppy as hell, and I'm taking a bump through a table off a ladder.
Yeah, they relied a lot on personality and being extreme.
Personality,
there because it was new,
and the fact that people weren't sensitive to a table spot like they are now.
Yeah.
Nowadays, guy goes to a table like, "Hey, table." Back then, it was like, "Holy shit, table!" You know what I mean?
Yep. People actually made a big deal out of those things.
Yeah, it was just a sensational match.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cubs down by 1. Let's go. All right, let's go.
Randy Orton defeated Rusev. Whatever. Baron Corbin defeated AJ Styles and Ty Dillinger in a triple threat to win the United States Championship.
God.
Also, whatever.
In 1 year, man, AJ Styles went from world champion to third wheel in the Ty Dillinger Baron Corbin feud.
And then he got pinned clean by Baron Corbin to close out SmackDown this week.
I didn't watch
all of that.
What was I doing Tuesday? I was watching baseball.
Yeah. Well, you were better off because I watched that match.
Yeah.
And at the end of that match, I said, "Fuck all of this."
Yeah.
So, Charlotte Flair defeated Natalya via disqualification for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So,
you know what?
Natalya retains.
You know what? Chris, I'm sorry. Natalya. I get why they're pushing her because the company fucked up with Tyson Kidd.
Yeah.
I get it. So Tyson Kidd and Natalya don't sue the shit out of the company for Tyson Kidd's in-ring injury and the misdiagnosis and whatever happened afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Look, I am sympathetic to Tyson Kidd and his plight. And I am not blaming Natalya for being pushed. I am blaming Natalya for being a very shitty wrestler.
Oh, absolutely.
She's the fucking white bread of this division. She's just bland and boring and uninspiring.
Yeah. In every
Charlotte as a face is not working at all. I will say this, Charlotte selling the knee was great.
Charlotte actually did really well this week in her babyface fire spot where she confronted Natalya backstage during SmackDown and then proceeded to beat the piss out of her after Natalya insulted Rick. So that worked really well. That worked really well. That was good. But
see, apparently I missed a great SmackDown.
It wasn't
great, but I watched the Cubs, but I mean,
it wasn't great, but it had its moments. It definitely had its moments, and that was one that I really enjoyed. Like there was Natalya, Lana, Tamina, and Carmella all being catty bullshit heels backstage. The Charlotte comes up, gets in Natalya's face. Natalya makes some crack about Rick being pathetic, and Charlotte just fucking floors her and just is beating the ever-loving snot out of her.
Love it.
There are other girls try to get in, but then Becky and Naomi come in to, make it a full-on brawl. But Charlotte is just fucking mauling Natalya.
By the way,
it works.
Not to go back, Corbin and Styles and Dillinger was 20 minutes long. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea?
Oh my god!
And every minute the Baron Corbin was in the match in the first half, I was like watching paint dry.
Yeah. Styles bumped like a motherfucker, but I mean, even that wasn't enough to save the
How about
match.
Corbin at the end not being able to kick Styles out of the ring properly?
Yeah.
Took him 2 tries. Motherfucker, scooter roll up against Jinder, and he can't kick a guy.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing? And he's not that young either. He's 35.
Not. He's not.
It's not like you can say, oh, he's 23, he's going to get better. This is it. This is the finished Baron Corbin product.
Yep.
With his beer gut.
Yep.
And his thinning hair. And his promos that nobody cares about.
Yep.
And his inability to get over in the ring. This is your finished product. It ain't getting any better. He's in his prime.
He's past his prime. Let's call it what it is.
Oh, no. I mean, everyone has a prime. Believe me, some are better than others. But, like,
I think prime Baron Corbin was when he was squashing dudes in 30 seconds in NXT. After that, it's been all downhill. It really has been all downhill since then.
Yeah. That's fair. It's been all downhill. It's the fucking Bonnie, the Thelma and Louise car driving off the cliff.
Yeah, for real. Let's see. Jinder Mahal defeated Shinsuke Nakamura yet again.
Kill me now. You know what?
The ability of this company to turn Shinsuke Nakamura, easily one of the most charismatic and unique performers of the past 20 years, the ability to turn him into just another guy on this show will never not make my blood boil. This is criminal misuse of talent. I don't care that Nakamura's 37 and is, in his, twilight run or whatever you want to call it. The dude is still fucking nominal.
Yeah,
he puts in the effort.
You don't want to be though right now.
No, and I don't fucking Jinder Mahal. I wouldn't want to be. I would fucking lay down for Jinder Mahal every fucking time that he was supposed to be.
Oh, trash. How about winning clean after they kick the heels out?
Yep. Still winning clean.
All right. I talked to our friend Vidance, the supercomputer, because there was a match from Memphis that featured. I'm going to tell you all these steps. Okay. Ted DiBiase versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan in a no DQ, loser leaves town, coal miner's glove on a pole, tuxedo cage match. So I said supercomputer. What in God's name happened with all these steps? And he's explaining to me because apparently they used to be aligned, but then DiBiase was like a really bad heel and Duggan was only like a partially bad heel. So Duggan turned face because he didn't like that DiBiase was allied with some like guy from the Middle East or something.
Okay.
So here's what he said. After that, they feuded for, this is the supercomputer, direct quote. After that, they feuded for quite some time, hence the no DQ, loser leaves town portion. They really needed a winner. Cage was to prevent interference since, heels did interference spots back then, rather than just winning matches clean like they do now.
Yep.
The fuck is this? And now they're saying he's to be champion until WrestleMania.
Fuck this noise.
That's it.
The Indian tour is in December.
Couldn't do a roll-up.
I swear to God, if he doesn't lose the title,
your show.
If he doesn't lose the title at the Royal Rumble, I am going to put an axe through my TV.
You going to the Rumble? It's in Philly. You going?
I might. I don't know.
Take the Acela, right? That's what it is, the Acela.
I mean, I don't even need to take the Acela. The Acela is the super high-speed one. I'll just take a regular Amtrak.
No, if I say you could sit in the quiet car. People rave about the quiet car.
They have a quiet car on the regular Amtrak, too. Or shit, you know what? I can just fucking drive. It's like a 2-hour... It's a 2-hour drive.
It'll take it's 2 hour drive and 1 hour I'll be getting off the island.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just about. I mean, depending on how bad traffic is on Staten Island that day. But yeah, I mean, I could go. I'll have to talk to some people, see if they want to go.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, but dear God, if he does not fucking lose the title at the Rumble, they're asking to bankrupt themselves.
This company is just this gender thing is not working.
This is piss poor. This is piss poor management.
You know what? I'm gonna read straight from the Observer. Quote, this was such a nothing match. And I think that's for all the shit we give Dave, like that's just the perfect way to encapsulate this match. It was a nothing match. It was a house show match.
You want to know the hallmark of how bad the Jinder Mahal title run has been? When you can have a match on a pay-per-view card against Shinsuke Nakamura. Again, one of the best performers of the past 20 years. And it has less to get involved and invested in than the following match, which was Bobby Roode versus Dolph fucking Ziggler.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Such a nothing match. Like,
what are we doing here?
That's it, man. That's it. We're pandering. That's what we're doing. We're pandering.
Pandering.
Meanwhile, people aren't watching the show.
Pandering to literally no one.
That's it. I mean, you know what, man? We say it all the fucking time. He's a bad wrestler. I mean, remember wait. You know what? I'm gonna fucking ride this car. I'm gonna ride this horse all the way into the barn. Because, and I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking about you because you were anti-gender from day one. Remember when he first won the title, and a not insignificant portion of wrestling Twitter was like, "Oh, gender's great, change of pace." I ironically love gender. Ironically love gender. You know what? Fuck you.
There still is a segment of wrestling Twitter that's still.
But a lot of those people aren't chirping anymore. We were getting the tweets, Chris. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
We were getting the tweets. We were getting the messages. We were getting the Facebook posts. We were getting that. Oh, how can he be so hard on gender? He's actually a refreshing change of pace. He's good for business. Yeah. Show me you're good for business now.
Yep.
Get the hell. Get off my television.
I'm
riding this horse all the way home. He's trash. And I said he was trash back when he was skinny fat gender.
Yep.
And he's more trash now. He's not athletic, and he's gigantic, so he can't move.
Guess what? We had a
fucking Barry Bonds out there.
We had a fairly good episode of SmackDown this week. Jinder was nowhere to be fucking found on the show.
I'm sure that's just a crazy coincidence.
He was in India doing press for the tour, and he was not on the show. And guess what? SmackDown was actually fucking great this week.
More than 2 months. Why is he doing press now?
I mean, it wasn't great, like, on the regular barometer of great, but compared to everything that has preceded it since the beginning of the title run, this was fucking immaculate content by comparison.
Here's how you know they know gender isn't a draw in the United States. When's the last time he had a main event segment on SmackDown? 8:45, an 8:45 or 9:45 your time segment.
That's a right? I think the last one was the when they had that parade that people fucking booed.
Oh yeah, with the dancers. That shit was awesome, by the way.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was like in August. Not even. That was like in July.
Yeah, that was right after he had won the title.
So June.
Yeah. Like late June, early July.
It was the last time he had a main event. That may not have been a main event. Was that?
It was a 9 o'clock. It was a 9 o'clock segment.
So that wasn't the main event then. That was the top of hour 2.
It was the top of the hour segment. That was the last time he had a segment.
No, I'm saying when is the last time a Jinder Mahal segment or match was the last thing on SmackDown? Ever?
I want to say it was the Fatal 5-Way where he became #1 contender.
So since he's been the champion, he's not main evented a television show.
I don't believe he has. No.
Okay. This isn't Raw where they've redone the program because Monday Night Football started, so the main event is now the Enzo Amore show.
Yeah.
So you don't even have that convenient excuse. Like, whatever. You know what? I've wasted too much aggravation on this scrub.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
On this scrub.
He is. Moving along.
Bobby Roode and Dolph
Ziggler.
You know what, man? You know what? We give shit to the Bucks. Dolph Ziggler, you're just as fucking bad with the knockoff stuff.
Oh my god!
Just you know what?
And this whole I don't have an
comedy tour. Go bang Amy Schumer again, or whatever you do in your spare time. Get off my fucking television.
This whole I don't have an entrance now thing of him coming out to a black screen. I'm just like,
I'm okay with that.
Really, dude?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, the problem. You know what the problem with that is? The problem, if you want to be the guy who's just the wrestler and doesn't have any bells and whistles, okay, fine, whatever. I'm okay with that. The problem is you cannot be the wrestler and be Mr. Bells and Whistles guy when you're feuding with Bobby Roode, who is all bells and whistles.
Yep.
If you want to be the wrestler and Mr. I don't do bells and whistles at all because I'm just the wrestler, feud against Ty Dillinger or Baron Corbin or even AJ Styles because they're also wrestlers. With limited bells and whistles. Limited.
No, you know how you do it properly? You beat Katsuhiro Shibata and let your ring work speak for itself. Dolph Ziggler goes out there in promos and says that he's the best in-ring worker of all time in the company. I mean, yeah, it's a heel statement, but and then he goes out and has matches that have absolutely nothing to them. Shibata goes out there, says nothing, and has a match that every single person in the arena is riveted on because he's fucking insane to watch.
Yeah, that may still be our match of the year. You know, I don't know. I mean, I got to watch that match again.
I do too.
I mean,
that
like Shibata.
That fucking match. I can't even say anything else about that.
Had a match half as good. Like, you know, I mean, to be fair, I don't think a lot of guys had a match half as good, but like,
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, yeah, Dolph. There's a lot of shit on this show.
Matt, I like that idea. Let's flip it around. Play Ziggler's entrance, but not have him. I like that idea.
Just get off my screen, dude. You're kind of a waste. Not even kind of a waste. You are a waste.
He's absolutely a waste. He is the biggest waste of space on SmackDown.
Oh, no. That's gender. That's gender.
No, yeah.
Dolph can at least have a good... Dolph can do a move. Dolph doesn't botch his own finish.
That's true. And Jinder is taking up too much space. So, yeah. Well, Dolph is the second biggest then. We'll go with that.
Corbin, maybe?
Nah.
I don't know. Hey, did we talk about Rusev Orton? Do you care about Rusev Orton?
No, I just blew past that because I don't
know. I mean, I am Team Rusev, but he could have been a monster, but they punished him for marrying the hot chick, so.
I mean, Orton's won both matches.
As we learned this week, this company's unbelievably petty.
Orton's won both matches in this feud, so what's there to talk about? Rusev
won in 9 seconds.
What?
Rusev won in 9 seconds on SmackDown.
Okay, Orton's won both pay-per-view matches in this feud.
Sure.
So,
whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's fucking Randy Orton.
Yeah.
The guy's been wrestling for 15 years, and all we've gotten, you know my Westman quote, we've been doing this for a year, and all we've gotten is a year older.
Mm-hmm.
Orton's been doing this for 15 years, and all he's gotten is more tats.
Yep.
And different hair. His hair looks like shit. That mohawk does him no favors.
Yeah.
Go back to Cancer Patient Orton, where he was like super, super lean and had like no hair at all. And it was like terrifying. He looked like he was guest starring on House. This is like, I want to say like 09 Orton, 010 Orton. Like seriously. Like Orton from like 2010 SummerSlam era where he's like literally like emaciated lean and has no hair anywhere on his body. It's like heroin.
Yeah. Then the main event.
These are things you need to meter out for. Random segues.
I don't mind. I don't mind it. That was cool.
Yeah, Marcel. The poster for the Indian tour doesn't have Jinder in the center. It's Roman Reigns because Indian fans care about Roman Reigns.
Oh,
and they care about John Cena because they're not dumbasses.
They care about Roman Reigns a lot.
Good. And you know me, I am not in the Empire. I'm one of the fucking Huns hanging out outside the Empire.
The Visigoths.
Roman Reigns is light years better than this fuck.
Absolutely.
Parsecs better than this fuck.
Yep. The main event. Holy shit, this main event. This was fantastic.
This was 2 matches.
Yep. Yeah.
This match was garbage. Shane McMahon's strikes are like the most ludicrous thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, it was, yeah. But I don't care. How
about when he was doing the jumping one-legged Superman punches?
I don't care.
Remember that?
The end of it made more than made up.
The end was great.
Kevin Owens defeated Shane McMahon in a Falls Count Anywhere Hell in a Cell match after being rescued by none other than Mr. Sami Zayn from Shane.
Great camera work, by the way.
Yeah, from Shane doing a off the cell elbow drop through an announcer's table. Oh my lord, this match. This fucking match. That reveal on Sami Zayn.
Great job, camera guy.
The best directing work that Kevin Dunn has done in his whole career.
No, great job. We give him shit all the time and deservedly so, but nice job, camera guy. Nice job.
I mean, the very next night he was back to his old shitty ways during that Shield beatdown of Braun Strowman. But I mean, this moment was spectacular. This was excellently done. So, yeah, props to that for that reveal. Like going back to it now, it's like looking at the shots after the fact. I see like it's hard not to focus on Sammy being crouched in front of the German announcer table there, waiting for his spot. But still, I mean, in the moment there, when we've all got our eyes riveted on Shane, was on top of the cell, crossing himself before dropping.
Yep.
I mean, that was so well done.
And two different matches. First half was shit. Second half was great. Nerve-wracking. I was terrified that on those bumps on the top of the cage was going to give way and we'd have two dead guys. And I'm not being hyperbolic.
No, I was too.
Like they could have broken their necks falling from the top of that cage.
Yeah.
Thank God it was secure. I will say this: Kevin Owens earned his paycheck on Sunday because Shane McMahon is not a good wrestler, and Owens led him by the hand and made him looking great.
Yes.
Kevin Owens. This may be Kevin Owens' most. This isn't his best match in WWE. This may be his most impressive match in WWE in terms of the carry job that he did.
Absolutely.
Shane, tuck your chin on the bumps because every time he took a bump, his head bounced off the mat.
Yeah.
And he's 50 and has done this for 20 years on and off.
And he has 3 kids now who need him to be around more than, the fans need to see him flopping like a fucking dead fish.
I am done with Shane McMahon cosplaying wrestler. It's
yeah, I hope that this is the end of it.
I mean, it's got to be. It's got it for his own sake.
Don't give him a match with fucking Braun or with fucking Brock. I don't want it.
Oh God, no. No.
There was rumor. There were rumors that was a direction that might have happened.
WrestleMania, remember?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Real bad.
Don't fucking do it. Oh, Lord Jesus.
No.
Yeah.
No.
The segment on Smackdown following of Sami Zayn shooting hard.
Yeah, this was good. This was good.
That was the best promo Sami Zayn has cut in his entire WWE career.
Yeah, Cubs got out of it. Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. By the way, I was thinking.
The only one that comes close is the promo after Owens injured his shoulder, and he said he was gonna heal up and then come back, and then we're gonna continue to do this.
That's an easy promo to cut, though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's an easy promo. That's the I'll be back in 6 months promo is easy to cut because people are always going to cheer, and it's so cliche, but it works. Again, nothing wrong with cliche. This is again more impressive promo.
Without a doubt.
I loved it. I liked it a lot. We'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
By the way, when he apron power bombs him in 6 months, it's going to be so great.
Oh God. Well, no, when Sammy does it to Kevin is when it's going to be fucking great.
Oh, you scoundrel.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't fucking doubt it's going to happen.
You know what? I'm cool for it. I'm okay with it. I got to watch that again because I only saw the second half on the train because the Wi-Fi on the train was shit. Or not the Wi-Fi, my data was shit.
Yeah.
So.
Do it, man. It's great. Yeah. So those were the big happenings.
I got like an hour and a half train ride to the Jim Lyman tomorrow, so I'll be able to watch a lot of wrestling.
For sure. Yeah, those are the big happenings at Hell in a Cell and SmackDown.
What do you think of the show? Give it a letter grade overall.
Overall, C+.
Yeah. I mean, it was a 3.5 hour show, which why?
The good moments were great.
Yeah, it was a 3.5 hour show with 45 minutes of greatness and 2 hours and 15 minutes of shit.
Yeah.
Of mediocre to shit. Like.
Yeah. You know? I'll give it a C+ just because the great moments
right.
The great moments were undeniably great, like unforgettably great. But
but I can't give any match lower than like a C+, B- with that tag match.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Tag match was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now we move on to Raw, where the bigger deal.
Favorite part of Raw, you ready? My favorite part of Raw. You ready for my favorite part of Raw, brother Chris?
Sure.
Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins are cutting a promo.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins cuts the part of a promo, says a couple lines, crowd cheers. Dean Ambrose cuts part of a promo, says a couple lines, crowd cheers. Roman Reigns cuts a promo, says a couple lines, and crowd boos. It's like, at this point, it's just like, whatever.
Hey,
push the guy. Be done with it.
They were cheering when they were all out there beating the shit out of people.
When they were all. By the way, they're not baby faces, are they? They're kind of in their own little universe in terms of alignment.
They are absolutely their own world right now.
I will say this: I don't like baby faces. attacking a heel unprovoked. I do, however, love baby faces defending other baby faces. That makes me so happy. That used to happen all the time when I was a kid, and it made me very happy.
Yeah.
So you know what? Thanks for defending Matt Hardy, and I'm okay with them going after Braun Strowman because Braun Strowman went after all of them.
Yeah.
In like
continuity
in the past month. I'm okay with that. And you know what? Baby faces who have each other's backs, even if they're not in the same program, that makes me fucking happy.
Yeah.
That never happens anymore, and I'm cool with it.
I mean, that was the whole idea behind the Shield in the first place, the Shield of Justice. They dish out their own brand of justice. And that was what they did here. And it works. It fucking worked fantastically well. I mean, that opening moment when Roman says, "Who said anything about rumors?" and the crowd is losing their fucking mind. So it's phenomenal.
Here's a question, though, for you, though.
Little reveal. It was great.
And here's a question for you, and I am on the record saying it doesn't much matter to me if Roman gets booed or not, and it shouldn't matter to you, because if you like the guy, you like the guy, and if you don't like the guy, you don't like the guy. The crowd reaction shouldn't dictate it. And that goes for anybody.
Yeah.
If you like the guy, I mean, I am all alone on Randy Orton Island, you know, and I have been for a long time, and no one else hates him, so whatever.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen when? So, like, the Shield's going to be together to, like, the Rumble, we think, and then they're all going to go their separate ways, get their own little WrestleMania programs, right?
Maybe.
I mean, the main event of WrestleMania going to be some hellacious six-way. I mean, I'm cool with that.
Hang on just a second. You keep talking.
Sorry.
Keep talking.
Sorry. Is the main event of WrestleMania going to be, like, the Shield versus Brock, Triple H, and fucking Undertaker or something crazy? Like, I don't know. I mean, probably going to be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, right? So if that's going to be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, then he's going to have to split up from the Shield. And when he splits up from the Shield, brother Chris, in like February or whenever the hell it is, what's going to happen then?
All right, I'm back.
The question is it shouldn't matter, but the answer is that it does. It matters to them.
It does, yes.
So that's why they keep trying to gin ways to get him over. Like, at this point, just go with it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
whatever. I'm excited for a good match.
I mean, here's the thing, though. And it's like, I said it last week. I'll stick with it again. You know, they don't care what the reaction is, because if they did, they wouldn't. You know, they wouldn't keep throwing him out there in these big spots. They wouldn't keep alluding to the fact that he retired Taker.
I think they do care. I think they care less now than they did 2 years ago. But I still think they care. I don't think they would have brought the Shield back together if they didn't care a little bit about the reactions. So I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, it's gonna be a great match. Again, half an hour ago I called for Ambrose and Rollins versus the Bar forever, and that's pretty much what we're getting.
Yeah.
And Roman and Braun work super great together.
Yeah.
Because they have no problem just beating the ever-living shit out of each other.
Exactly.
Which, I mean, both those dudes would have been right at home in that match I talked about 45 years ago, because they're big-ass dudes, you know, who like beating the piss out of each other.
What I'm actually going to say is, in response to what you said before, I don't think that they brought the Shield back to get Roman over. I think they brought the Shield back because they have no contingency plan to deal with. They have no contingency plan to deal with the fact that attendance is in the fucking crater until Mania season starts.
We'll see. We'll see if they drop. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Raw did over 3 million for the first time, and I don't even know how long. Because of the Shield coming back.
It helped that it was a horrendously bad football game, and I watched it because I hate myself.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, that is true. But
yeah, I mean, but still, that's the 3 million is 3 million. 3 million is 3 million. So I'm not going to take away from them.
The new Shield T-shirts that they introduced that very night were sold out on WWE Shop in several sizes.
Those are sharp.
Within 24 hours. Oh, I'm absolutely buying one of those.
Those are sharp.
I am putting down.
And I'm not a WWE shirt guy, except for the bar shirt, which looks great. But
I don't care if that shirt is.
I'm kind of tapped out.
I don't care if that shirt is $30. I'm gonna buy one of those shirts next week when I get paid, because it's a fucking sweet shirt.
Smart of them.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, and like I said, it sold out in large, extra large, and 3XL, and fucking immediately, just fucking gone, all of them. and they've already introduced another new shirt today. I want to say is a shirt that says Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta right down the front of the shirt, and that's probably already almost sold out too. The Shield moves numbers.
We'll see. Get the ratings hold.
Yeah.
If they get 3 million consistently and start drawing houses in the middle of football season, then that's a feather in their cap.
Yeah.
This in the new environment, that's a feather in their cap. And you know what? And they need it because the TV deal is coming around. They're coming around the bend, my friend.
Yep, they are.
It'll be here. It'll be here before you know it because it may expire in 2019. Negotiations are going to be in 2018, and it's October 12th of 2017. So negotiations will be sooner rather than later. They can go to USA and say, "Hey guys, we've been drawing $3 million against Monday Night Football." You know, maybe they can get a little more money than they anticipated, and then Triple H can keep running his fantasy book, his Super Indie.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any money. Doesn't.
The other big event.
A lot easier to spend $15 million a year on NXT when you got that big fat sweet check from NBC Universal.
That is true.
If NBC Universal starts cutting rights fees, and a little, well, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But we got a long time to go before we even know anything about that.
Yes, indeed.
So
the other big happening on Monday Night Raw.
I'm excited for TLC. I am excited for that main event, and I am excited for the fact that I love all 7 dudes in that match.
Yes.
So Raw feels like the A show.
It does.
And the fact that everyone on Raw is over to some capacity, where on SmackDown you have heat magnets who do nothing. Like the guy who hate the guy, Roman's over, right? Mm-hmm. He's a driver of interest, either positively or negatively, but he's a driver of interest.
Yeah.
Real Roman said, "Let them hate us, provided that they fear us." Right? Driver of interest.
Yes.
So.
The other big event on Monday Night Raw was in the main event, Kalisto faced Enzo Amore in a lumberjack match for the Cruiserweight Championship, and Kalisto is your new WWE Cruiserweight Champion.
Brother Chris, did you notice Neville in the lumberjack match?
Nope.
Huh.
You know why?
Why? What happened to Neville?
Because he walked out on Monday.
Yeah, he pulled the CM Punk and he took his ball and went home.
Yeah. No word yet from anybody because the word is that officials were chasing after him as he walked out, trying to work something out, and they're still in talks to try and work something out.
That's amazing.
But I don't blame the guy. You know, we've seen already so many examples.
Wasn't back on 205 Live.
Yeah, didn't come back on
205 Live. This is from Dave. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
What this means regarding Neville is still up in the air. He wasn't back for the 10-10 show. At this point, the belief within the company is that he's gone, including one person close to the situation insisting he's 100% gone. The company's official word is that he's still with the company and never quit. At press time, which would be last night, this was a situation that wasn't fully sorted out. Mm-hmm. So, we'll see. We'll see. 100% gone? I don't know. We'll see. It would not surprise me if he is gone. He's only 31. Did you know that? He's been around forever. He's only 31.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I thought he was a little
I don't doubt that in the least.
He has it's a shame that he's 5'5", or whatever he is. 5'6", because he is the man.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. King Neville, just with that intensity and the viciousness that he wrestles, and the fact that he redid his moveset to get rid of the red arrow, but he could easily be a face again if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Like,
the simple fact of the matter is this. There have been too many examples in the past 3 years of guys betting on themselves and succeeding outside of WWE that for him to not give it a try. Because, like it or not...
Yeah, Cubs! Sorry.
Like it or not, the guy should have been the main event.
Fuck you, Max Scherzer! Fuck you! All right, go on.
Get it out of your system.
All right, go on.
You done? You good?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Right. I'm good. Took the lead. I'm happy. All right, let's go. I want to hear about Neville. I'm closing the tab. Closing the tab. All right, you have my undivided attention.
The guy should have been a main eventer since back in fucking 2015 in King of the Ring when he went against Barrett in the finals.
He had the best match in NXT history.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's the best in NXT history, but it's up there.
Maybe a little strong. It's on the short list.
It's on the short list, absolutely. It's top 5, without a doubt.
Best is a little strong,
It's
but it's on
five,
the short list. You're right.
It's in the top 5. Yeah, I mean, the guy should have been a main eventer, but the fact that he's 5'5" and 190, on a good day, is was his death sentence, and it sucks because he's a fucking amazing performer. Yeah. But I don't blame him. There are tons of people on Twitter. I saw all fucking week long. Tons of people on Twitter saying, "Oh, Neville's just a mark for himself because they took the title off and gave it to Enzo." No, Enzo's a smart businessman who realizes, or not Enzo, Neville is a smart businessman who realizes that his talent is better served doing shows for other companies that are going to be the packed houses where he can make his own destiny rather than being in fucking 205 Live purgatory to half-empty arenas.
Yep. We live in a world with Cody Rhodes. We live in a world with Drew Galloway. Guys who left the company and made a name for themselves by busting their ass. Take notes, Jack Swagger. By busting their ass, slinging merch, and bettering themselves and making money, and down the line coming back. In Drew Galloway's case,
Chris Hero too, Juice Robinson as well.
Juice Robinson. Yeah. You know what? If more guys realize that I've talked about this in the past, how I dislike how the end goal should not be WWE because you're a WWE mark. A lot of guys are marks for the business and they want to be in WWE because that's what Shawn Michaels and Triple H and Stone Cold were when I was a kid. But if more guys realize that I can make money on the indies if I'm talented and hustle, the better WWE will be because they'll have to be. They will have to be, right? This company is at its best when they've had competition. Mid-'80s, late 90s. When they had real, legitimate competition. This company stagnates and dies when they don't have competition. If guys realize that they can leave this company and succeed, maybe more of them will do it.
Yeah.
Or at least reevaluate things.
And it's funny how, despite the fact that there is empirical, undisputable evidence that the company does better when there's competition, the company is still doing every fucking thing in their power to get rid of the competition, even to the point where they are actively discouraging their employees from fraternizing with the competition. Hence Jimmy Jacobs being fired this week. Yeah. No, there are so many things that are just completely ass backwards, and this is just the latest example of that. So many things. But if Neville does decide to go, then you know what? I wish him the best, and I hope to God that I can see him at a show that is in my area or on a screen that I can watch. If Neville shows up at fucking Wrestle Kingdom, I will lose my goddamn mind. That would be amazing. If Neville shows up on an Evolve show in January or February, that would be amazing. If Neville shows up at AAW, that would be amazing for you.
Yeah, fuck yeah, well.
Any of these things. And
get the AAW tradition of a picture with George for all the new guys.
And you know what? If he gets it, he fucking deserves it because the guy busted his ass through being treated completely unfairly by the company and made himself a household commodity. Neville was the reason to tune into 205 Live and to watch the cruiserweight segments.
He was it. He was the reason.
Enzo was not going to replace that just by being the guy that you can chant along with. I don't care what they say. Enzo was not going to be that guy.
Nope.
Even if he does get the title back and then they go into an extended program between Enzo and Mustafa Ali, which is the direction I hope they go, because Mustafa Ali eventually getting the title would be phenomenal. But even if they do go into that, it's not going to be as big of a draw. It's not, because it's not the same level of compelling character.
I think he leaves the company. I think he's gone.
I think he does too, and I wouldn't blame him, as I said.
Not at all.
Hell, at this point, I wouldn't blame any of those guys in the cruiserweight division for leaving the company. Because you know what?
There's a lot of guys in that roster I wouldn't blame if they decided to say, I'm fucking done with this.
Yep.
You know what? Hey, and a lot of guys who say, no, I'm cool sticking around because, again, the miles and the money. But if you're one of the few, there's a few people on that roster who can make, if they hustle, and you got to hustle, if they hustle, can make in WWE, outside of WWE. I mean, Neville can do it. I mean, who else? AJ, we know can do it. Like, who else on the main roster? If they leave, I know
you're talking full main roster?
Full main roster.
Okay. Cedric Alexander's a guy I could see easily fucking just going out there and being the darling of every promotion on the indie circuit. Every fucking buddy would go after him. And he would make bank. Cesaro I don't know about because he's getting up there in years. But, you know, he's got the name recognition, so I could see that working out.
That's it. The name recognition. That's it, though. That's the big thing.
Jack Gallagher could go back to the UK and easily be
all the cruiserweights.
The ace.
All of them can. Not all of them. Maybe not like Tony Nese, but all the main ones.
Jack Gallagher could easily go back to the UK and be the ace of either Rev Pro or Progress.
Yes.
Or, you know, become the fourth guy in British Strong Style or, you know, anything else. You know, form his own stable.
Anywhere you want.
Guy will be a fucking master. Drew Gulak, go back to fucking Chikara and run the fucking show.
Absolutely.
You know,
I mean,
so many options, so many possibilities.
So, and hopefully this will spur them to get better, stay better,
make better decisions. Yeah. All right, let's move on to New Japan here.
New Japan
who ran King of Pro Wrestling this past weekend.
K-Pow.
Cop W.
Cop W. I like K-Pow better. It's like a Batman comic, you know.
Kopow.
Yeah, Kapow. You know, like the words written out with like the squiggly lines on it.
Kapow. We'll go with Kapow. Sure.
All right. Oh, I saw the half this match that mattered, or the half of the show that mattered.
I haven't seen any of this yet, but I'm going to run through the results. Anyway.
I will. I'll talk then.
Yeah. All right. Opening tag match.
I did not see the first two tag matches.
All right. Well, they received exceptionally high ratings from our buddy Reverend Kane in Sermon on the Mat. Actually, no, it wasn't a sermon. He gives his special New Japan match recommendations when they do the major events. Opening tag match. This is actually a significant one. We do need to talk about this. LIJ, Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Sonata defeated Bullet Club, Bad Luck Fale, Leo Tonga, and Yujiro Takahashi by pinfall via the mist from Bushi on Fale, with a schoolboy pin, after an assist from Daryl Takahashi.
He's back. You know what? I was anti Daryl. Now I'm pro Daryl. Who doesn't love Daryl?
Yeah, who doesn't love Daryl?
I hope it doesn't not lock Takahashi into mid card comedy goof.
No, because Daryl's getting married, so we're not going to see him very much.
Oh, he's got to go take care.
He's got to go be with Mrs. Daryl.
Mrs. Daryl. He's got to take care of that Mrs. Daryl.
Yep, gotta go start the family. But well done match. A lot of fun.
The Fale selling it was awesome.
By all accounts, yeah. Then we had tag match of Chaos, Haruki Goto, and Toru Yano defeating Suzuki Gun, Minoru Suzuki, and Zack Sabre Jr. by countout, when Yano narrowly escapes being choked out and tied to the barricade by Suzuki with a low blow.
Yep. And we're getting another Yano-Suzuki feud, because why the hell not?
Yano took the never open weight.
The crowd loves it. I mean, I may be tired of it, but the crowd loves it.
Yep. Yeah. Yano took the never openweight championship with him as he left, so we might see that at Power Struggle or at
Suzuki flipped out.
Yep. Is it at Power Struggle? Let me see.
Gotta be Power Struggle.
Yes, right? It is at Power Struggle. Yep. Minoru Suzuki defends the never openweight championship against Yano Toru at Power Struggle 2017, which is November 5th. We'll get to that. More on that in a little bit.
Yep. I saw this next match.
Roppongi 3K revealed to be Sho Tanaka and Yohei Komatsu. They were Tempura Boys, who you called last week, and I said no, it wasn't them. Good call by you. Well done, sir.
Yeah, I'm the best. I rock. Yeah, I'm so great. Sorry.
And Roppongi 3K are your new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships.
Why not? We hot potato the tag belts, because why the hell not? Chris, you know what? This match was okay. When Ryusuke Taguchi was in the match. This match kicked all the ass in the world when Ricochet was in the match.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I've heard nothing but great things about Sho and Yo so far. So I look forward to watching.
Breaking news: if you didn't know, Ricochet really great.
Yeah, if you weren't aware, you know.
Ricochet, when you weigh in, make sure you weigh in at 206 pounds. By the way, when you go to WWE,
for the love of God,
for your own sake.
Yeah. Next up, God, why? Killer Elite Squad successfully defended the NJPW.
4 runs this inning. Taker's Mini and I are loving life right now.
Yep. Good for you guys. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Killer Elite Squad defeated Gorilla's Destiny and War Machine in an elimination tornado tag team match.
Oh boy.
Whatever. At this point, I would actually be okay with the Young Bucks entering the heavyweight tag team division just to take the fucking title off Killer Elite Squad. Because fuck those guys. Then we had a 6-man that nobody fucking cared about. Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, and Marty Scurll defeated Beretta, Jado, and Yoshihashi.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. The guy with the knife has now been revealed to be his name is going to be Switchblade. Still no idea of who his identity is, but 99% it's Jay White.
Got to be Jay White.
Yeah. Juice Robinson and Kota Ibushi defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi and Togi Makabe by pinfall with poke friction from Robinson on Makabe.
Great. Didn't see it. Saw this match.
The Ibushi-Tanahashi IWGP Intercontinental Championship match has officially been set for Power Struggle as well. So that's going to happen.
Cool.
Next match. Young
Will versus Kushida. Chris, did you watch this match?
I haven't watched any of this yet.
Watch this match. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They came out fast. They came out hot. They had a super match. They tried a shooting star off the apron onto the floor because she didn't move. The Ospreay landed on his feet right into another move. Because he's a fucking cat.
Yep.
He is cat. All sorts of cool-ass moves and counters that you've never seen before. Yep. You know what? If you in a Spot Fest City, which is what you're getting with these two.
Yeah, but it's going to be great.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, God, Marcel, why would you do that to me? Aleister Black, listed at exactly 205 pounds. Motherfucker.
Yep, he is. Yes, he is.
God, Tommy, eat some food.
Yeah, I was about to say, someone take his ass to Olive Garden and give him the unlimited breadsticks so we can carb up and get another pound.
For real.
Here, eat some more pasta. It'll be good for you. You'll thank me later.
After the match, Hiromu Takahashi came down, presumably to try and restate his challenge, but Marty Scurll snapped his fingers and took his spot. So we have Will Ospreay versus Marty Scurll for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship.
I still think Hiromu's going to be in here before too
long. It's going to be a Power Struggle. So, and it makes sense because after that, Hiromu threw a fit, but then fell to the mat laughing.
Do you remember when young Will lost at the Best of Super Juniors to Marty Scurll?
Yes.
Do you remember how good a match that was? I do. I remember the finish was an ass cutter countered into a chicken wing. I am excited to see that spot again, and I am excited to see if Will gets out of that spot.
He will.
Continuity, my friend.
Yeah, because Will Hiromu at the Dome sounds like fucking money. So.
Yep.
I mean, they can't be fucking deaf to the fact that every crowd is chanted for Hiromu.
Yep.
After these
and they only have Will for him. They only have Will for another year, so you got to get some mileage out of him. I'm glad he beat Kushida. He lost 3 times in a row. Great match. Chris would recommend.
Absolutely.
I'm looking that I loved.
I'm looking forward to watching that next week once I'm able to.
Chris, speaking of matches that I loved.
Oh yeah, you were all about this.
You remember last week when I told you that there was going to be a spot in Naito versus Ishii where Ishii hits a move and I think it's the finish?
Mm-hmm.
There was, and I knew the result because I got lost into the match because Ishii is a fucking master. He is a conductor with a baton, and he plays me like a damn fiddle. And I'm mixing analogies, and I don't even give a damn. You know,
that's awesome, man. Though I look forward to watching this one too.
Oh my! I mean, the best part right away, he does that tranquilo pose. And Ishii just starts jumping on him and punching him in the head.
Yeah. Because he's done it so many times at this point. Ishii's not going to fucking take it anymore. Without a doubt.
You know what? Ishii has the best timing in the world. He makes use of everything in his arsenal. He is just he's a
master.
He is a wrestler's wrestler.
Yes. Without a
My
doubt.
dad loves him. I would text him right now, but he's at a buddy's house watching baseball.
Rightfully so. We want to make sure he's able to enjoy a Cubs victory for sure.
Yeah, all good people want a Cubs victory, except for Duke. Sorry, Duke. That's okay. We still love you.
Yes.
We still love you.
And then in the main event, again, we knew the outcome, but it was supposedly also a very good match. Okada defeated Evil by pinfall with the Rainmaker to retain the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Good, but not great. I could never buy Evil as a challenger. Not even with Okada being Okada.
I'm looking forward to watching this because I think I'm going to enjoy this match more than you.
Worth it. It's long. It's 34 minutes.
Yeah. I would expect nothing less.
But I don't think I need 34 minutes of Okada Evil when 24 minutes would have been enough. But
that's every Japan main event.
True. Except for the G1 fight, except for the G1 semis because of the 30-minute time limit.
Yeah.
And related news, that match was awesome.
Yes.
This match was good. It wasn't great. In order, I'd go Naito, Young Will, Super Tag, main event.
Okay. Reasonable.
Main event was fourth. Close fourth. Super Tag, Naito and Young Will for sure, 1 and 2. And then you can go 3, 4, either Super Tag or main event.
Well, I will give it a watch next week, and I will reflect on that and see if I agree with you.
Yeah. Cool.
Either way,
cool.
We have 3 matches set for Power Struggle, and the fourth match that takes place at Power Struggle, the fourth match that is sure to take place at Power Struggle, I should say, is going to be the finals of the Super Junior Tag Tournament, which the field has been set for that, a bracket tournament of 8 teams. We have ACH and Ryusuke Taguchi, Dragon Lee and Kitan, Hirai Kawato and Kushida, Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask, Bushi and Hiromu Takahashi, Roppongi 3K, El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Taichi and Taka Michinoku. Those are your 8 teams.
That is a rogues gallery. Just guys.
I'm going to make my call right now and say that the finals of that tournament are going to be Hirai Kawato and Kushida on one side.
Yeah.
Where is the actual bracket? I had the actual bracket up there, and I don't know where the fuck it went. God damn it. Because it was all laid out. Okay. Live radio, folks.
That's okay. We still love you. I am excited for who's Tiger Mask? Who's under the Tiger Mask? It's not Ibushi, is it?
No, it's Tiger Mask 4. The original. Okay,
the original Tiger Mask.
Yes.
The original Tiger Mask 4, not the original Tiger Mask, because the original Tiger Mask has been dead for 8 years.
All right, so I'm picking.
And he was most definitely not a junior.
Yeah, for real. On one side in the finals, I am picking. Well, actually, no, I can't pick Kawato and Kushida because they're facing Roppongi 3K in the first round, and you're not going to have your tag championships get knocked out in the first round. I don't think they make it to the finals though. I think from that side of the bracket, looking at it now, I'm actually going to pick Bushi and Hiromu on that side of the bracket, and on the other side, I'm going to go with Desperado and Yoshinobu, and I'm going to say that Suzuki Gun is going to get the win there. I think
Desperado and Yoshinobu are the next in line.
Yeah.
And then we'll get the inevitable Bucks return in time for the Kingdom, in time for the Dome.
Yeah. So this would be Suzuki Gun winning that Suzuki Gun team, because there's 2 Suzuki Gun teams, but that particular Suzuki Gun team of Yoshinobu and Desperado winning Super Junior Tag Tournament and going on to face Roppongi 3K in the finals. But I don't think that I think that actually the winner of that match sets the Dome match. So it's whoever wins that match will then go on to face Roppongi 3K for the belts
at the Dome.
Unless
Power Struggle.
No. Power Struggle is where the finals take place.
Okay. Okay.
So unless Roppongi 3K wins and then the Bucks come back, that's the only way that I think the Bucks get into
I don't think Roppongi 3K is winning.
I don't think they are either. So.
And I don't know. Maybe the Bucks are going away for a little bit.
I think
they have been away for a little bit, actually.
Yeah, I think that they said that they were actually not going to make it to because they said that they made an announcement saying they weren't going to be in Super Junior Tag League this this year. I don't know if they said when they were going to be back in Japan, so they may not be at the Dome this year, which would be interesting.
There's no way they'll be at the Dome in some form or fashion. Even if they're in the weird 6-on-6 Bullet Club with Cody or something versus for the Never Opens.
Yeah.
There's no way they're not going to not be at the Dome.
Yes.
They may not be in the junior tag match, but they will be wrestling at the Dome.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think if they do the 3-on-3, if it's like El Desperado and Yoshina, whatever the hell his name is.
Yoshinobu.
Thank you.
And
Suzuki versus Cody and the Bucks. Third from the bottom. Not the worst match in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or something in that form or fashion.
Yeah. I could easily see them putting the Bucks and Paige as the Hung Bucks in the whatever gauntlet match they have for the Never Open Weights.
Yeah,
6-man tag
exactly. Or they will be on the show.
Yeah.
Unless they go like super super crazy and like it's Ricochet and Taguchi and Hiroshi Tanahashi versus the Bucks and Cody Rhodes, like fourth from the top.
Yeah, something like that.
As your breather match that New Japan doesn't do often, but they do sometimes.
Well, you got to remember, though, given how many fucking title belts they have to defend, I don't know if there's going to be very many non-title matches on Wrestle Kingdom. Because, I mean, every title goes up for defense.
Yeah, they got a lot of fucking titles. They got a lot of titles. Either way, though, we're losing the thread. The Bucks are going to be on that show.
Yes. Yeah, you're right about that. I will agree with that.
Yeah. They may not be defending the tags or wrestling for the tags, but they'll be doing something.
Yeah. All right. Real quick, a couple of other big recaps before we get into our preview segment of the show. WXW over in Germany ran two big events this past weekend. On alternating nights, they ran their World Tag Team League tournament, and they also had their Femme Fatales women's tournament. I won't go into the extremely detailed results because there were a lot of teams involved in the World Tag Team League, and it took place over 2 nights. But long story short, actually took place over 3 nights now that I see it. The World Tag Team League was 3 nights. But the end results of the tournament was that Ringkampf, Timothy Thatcher and Walter defeated Massive Product, David Starr and Jern Simmons, to win the vacant WXW World Tag Team Championships. So Ringkampf, Timothy Thatcher and Walter, they're looking to be a force in WXW for quite a while going forward, which makes sense because Walter has been basically the fucking ace of that promotion since his ascent into prominence. And on the women's side, in the Femme Fatales tournament, Toni Storm got her 3rd major tournament win of 2017 by defeating Viper in the finals to win the WXW Femme Fatales 2017 tournament. So congrats to Toni Storm. You are still just as beloved by every fucking person on the wrestling planet as you have ever been.
Yeah, I like Toni Storm.
Yep. And finally, in our recaps, I'm going to throw over to Women's Wrestling Revolution, a small women's promotion, the sister company of Beyond Wrestling up in New England. Special home to my heart here because they ran their final show at the Aurora in Providence, Rhode Island. This is the last time that the Aurora is hosting any pro wrestling event. So WWR.
They turn it down, or?
I think that they're going to be undergoing renovations, and they're going to be
wrestling in old buildings is the best.
Yeah, so they're going to be changing up the building and repurposing it for other stuff. So they're not going to be able to hold wrestling there anymore, which sucks because the Aurora was a big part of downtown Providence kind of art scene for a very long time. So there's a big performance center with a lot of for a lot of independent artistry. So farewell to the Aurora. We will miss you. Significant matches in this show. The whole thing is going to be up on Beyond Demand in the near future. But we had significant matches. Jordan Grace defeated Rachel Ellering in the opening match.
Okay.
Before the intermission, Tessa Blanchard defeated Sonia Strong. And the main event of the show, Deonna Purrazzo defeated Mia Yim. Deonna Purrazzo has basically been the ace of WWR for this year. So she's continuing her strong run with the company. And the big announcement coming out of the show also is that WWR is going to be debuting on Powerbomb TV starting on Sunday, November 26th, with the tournament for tomorrow, which is going to be taking place at the Electric Haze in Worcester, Massachusetts. So WWR is, despite not being at the Aurora anymore, is going to be soldiering on, and we look forward to seeing more good things from them in the future for bringing up the next generation of women's wrestling. All right.
Shout out to Providence, Rhode Island. Almost your hometown.
Almost my hometown.
As we discussed.
It's about 15 minutes away from where my mom lives. Yep.
Nice.
I would have liked to have gone to that show, but I mean, short notice and all that stuff.
You know what the great Mick Jagger once said? You can't always get what you want. But if you try
sometimes, you might find
you get what you need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
My favorite flavor, also cherry red.
Yes. How can you not love it?
I just love a little cherry red.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about what we're doing this weekend, because
Chris, why are we not podcasting on a Friday?
Because you're going to be at
Because I'm going to a wrestling show.
You're going to the Jim Lynam Memorial Tournament tomorrow night.
Tournament.
Are you going both nights?
I'm 100% going Friday. I am 50-50 Saturday. Basically depends on if I drag my ass out of my apartment at 5 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, or if one of my buddies and I decide to hang out at his house and watch football all day, which will also be fun.
Why would you be watching football on a Saturday?
College.
Oh yeah.
College, baby.
That's a thing. I forget that that's a thing.
Yeah, it's okay. You live in New York. No one cares about college football.
Exactly. All right.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 men in this tournament. 8 matches, night 1, which is Friday, and then 2 other non-tournament matches. So a 10-match card Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Semis, final, and finals are Saturday. Let's go through these matches real quick.
All right.
Leading off, I don't know if this is the order, but these are the matches as announced. You ready?
Okay. Go through it.
The artist formerly known as Pentagon Zero versus Big Mike Elgin. Right away.
Sweet Jesus.
Versus TNA refugee Zima Ion.
Wait, who?
Zima Ion used to be in TNA in the X Division.
Who's he
Andrew
facing?
Everett. Andrew Everett.
Nice.
Your boy, who you cannot stop raving about, me and Mark Haskins versus Eddie Kingston.
Yes. Oh my God.
Tell me about Mark Haskins. What do I have to look forward to tomorrow?
Mark Haskins is a vicious striker. This dude loves just beating the snot out of people and finding all sorts of new creative ways to do it. The guy beat Jimmy Havoc in a death match earlier this year, which should tell you just how creative he can be with his offense. He is an insanely good performer. He does a lot of high stuff, but he makes it look painful, and he knows his way around that ring. He is a technician of the highest caliber.
Love it. Eddie Kingston's just a big vicious dude of his own.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard hitting match. Mm-hmm. Maybe prepared for some stiff strikes there.
Eddie's the man. I gave him a bottle of Corona to break and use in a match one time. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm like, Eddie, hit him with the Corona, and I threw him the Corona, and the lime was still in it, and he smashed it over some guy's head.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mark Haskins also has excellent merchandise.
Okay.
I definitely recommend buying a shirt.
Buy an 8x10 because for my collection, because I don't know.
I tried to buy a shirt from him when it was at the Progress and Evolve show, but he didn't have 3Xs, unfortunately. So
gross.
I'm gonna try and get one off of his web store though.
If he has an 8x10, I'll pick one up.
Yeah.
Add it to my collection.
Great
Next,
stuff.
Desmond Xavier versus AR Fox.
Nice.
Little flippy boys.
Mm-hmm.
Sami Callihan, who I love to hate in the best way possible, versus Matt Fichette.
Okay.
ACH versus Kurt Stallion.
ACH
we talked about.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. ACH is face here, by the way. He's not. I mean, I know it's weird now involved with Ethan Page leaving.
Yeah, I imagine he'll still be a heel.
ACH has always been a face here.
Oh yeah,
he's always been a face in AAW. Zachary Wentz, who is one half of the AAW Tag Team Champions, versus Jeff Cobb, late edition.
Nice.
Myron Reed versus Brian Cage from Lucha Underground, right? Brian Cage.
Yes. Also married to Melissa Santos. They have their first child on the way. Congratulations, Brian and Melissa.
Mazel.
Yes.
Ready for the semi-main event.
Mm-hmm.
Your friend and mine, Mr. Ray Phoenix versus Trevor Lee for the AAW Heavyweight Championship.
Nice.
Trevor Lee, full-blown heel, thrilled, and Ray Phoenix, I can't get enough of. Every time I see Phoenix, he gets better and better and better. He is just a bundle of charisma, but he also can lay it in, and he's just
dude
like, some lucha company needs to make him the centerpiece of their promotion. Dude,
this past weekend at AAW had a fucking phenomenal title match against his brother Penta.
Yeah, and I'm going to pick up that DVD in a few months.
Yeah,
that was all the way out of the country.
You got to send that to me and like let me watch that because I want that.
For sure. I'll pick it up. They won't have it right away, but they'll have it next time I go in November. So I'll pick it up for sure.
Yeah.
Main event. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready for this? You sitting down. This is the main event.
I know what this is, but I can't wait.
I don't matter. Your friend and mine, Mr. Matt Riddle.
Yes.
And his tag team partner for the evening, Zack Sabre Jr. against Shane Strickland and Keith Lee.
The picture that they use for Keith Lee in the promo photo for that match is so good.
Now, we know Lee is the man. We know Sabre is the man. We know Riddle is the man. I want to talk about Shane Strickland.
Please.
First of all,
you've been raving about him.
He had an awesome match at Lucha Underground a few weeks ago.
Yes. For those who don't know, Shane Strickland is Killshot on Lucha Underground.
He is perfect for this promotion right now because he's growing into his character. He used to just be nameless, faceless, flippy boy, but now that he's the king of cool and the king of swerve, he incorporates it into his gimmick perfectly. He cuts his promos in a nice little swerve tone, never gets too high, never gets too low. He teamed with Pentagon Jr., or the artist formerly known as Pentagon Jr., excuse me. And Pentagon was, and if you've seen a Pentagon match, you know it's all profanities and you know, spitting and punching and kicking, and Swerve was just, you know, be cool. Be cool, tranquilo, you know. And on the flip side, he also can lay it in when he needs to. He's more than just flips. He has cool suplexes.
Yes.
Maybe he worked Jeff Cobb and Cobb taught him a thing or two. But I saw him break out like this cool looking like Northern Lights suplex.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, okay, cool.
Dude knows his way around for sure with everything.
I have no doubt he'll be the face in peril for this match.
Yeah.
Because Keith Lee ain't selling, nor should he. And I have no doubt this match is going to be great.
Yeah.
So.
It's going to be a lot of Shane Strickland getting tied into knots by Zack Sabre and then getting his gut punched repeatedly by Matt Riddle.
And I think it is an indictment, and indictment is the wrong word. Indictment is a negative connotation. I think it is a testimony to Strickland that he's being thrown into the main event with three aces.
Yeah.
And these right now, Riddle, Sabre, and Lee are the three kings of the American Indies.
Yeah.
And for a guy like Strickland who took the Lucha Underground role, which was minor, and ballooned it into a mainline indie role with a big indie promotion is a testament to what we talked about: hard work and hustle.
Yeah, right? And he's been getting booked all around the country too.
Getting booked all over. Hard work and hustle.
Yeah.
So, I may have to wear my Shane Strickland shirt tomorrow.
He had an excellent match recently against Ricochet, another promotion. I can't remember which one it was, but I saw some clips of that match and I said, Jesus fuck, this guy is amazing.
He's real good.
Yeah,
real good, and I cannot rave about him enough. So I have a couple of his prints. I got one of his shirts. I may wear it tomorrow.
Dude, go for it.
Yep, with the lucky New Japan hoodie that I always wore to AEW shows.
Damn right.
And, and you know what? That kind of reminds me. The best part of AEW isn't the wrestling. The wrestling's great. It's seeing the same people over and over again every week, every time I go.
Yeah.
I don't even know anyone's name. I know my site. Hey, that guy with the AJ Styles tattoo. Hey, it's that girl over there. It's that girl over there with the blue highlights in her hair. You know what I mean? It's just like, but they're my friends. They're my people. You know. We all hang out. We watch wrestling. We have fun.
You're in your community. Yep.
Yeah, that's it, man. You know, like wrestling makes you larger than life. Like when I watch wrestling, or when I talk about wrestling, I'm not George, the guy in Chicago trying to make his way through the world. I'm George, the guy who talks about wrestling.
Yep.
And that's what makes wrestling great, is that it lets you latch on and identify to people that you ordinarily wouldn't identify with. Like, I have nothing in common with Shane Strickland. He's a black guy from Seattle. I'm a white guy from Chicago. But he's cool as hell. And I want to be cool as hell. So therefore I can grab onto that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah. Now, who do you think is going to win the whole tournament?
Oh. Let's back up. The winner gets a shot at the heavyweight championship for the next show.
Which is currently held by Ray Phoenix.
I imagine Phoenix will retain against Trevor Lee.
Yeah. I don't see Trevor winning that title.
Usually the guy who wins the tournament is the king of the Indies. Chris Hero won it last year.
Okay.
So I think Pentagon is winning it again this year. Is winning it, not again, but winning it this year.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't say Callahan, but Callahan dropped the belt to Phoenix in the first place. So I think that feud's over. So either Cobb or Penta. Big names win this tournament. It's like Bola.
You don't think Elgin has a shot?
Elgin's running his own promotion.
Yeah, that's true. He has Glory Pro.
And Glory Pro is running a show Sunday, so he may not want to wrestle Saturday in Chicago. He may want to get back to St. Louis Saturday to get ready.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? That like.
So
I would give it to a kid. I'd give it to like A.R. Fox or Mark Haskins or Myron Reed or so.
I would love to see Mark Haskins versus Ray Phoenix. That was a match I would buy in a heartbeat.
I'd push the shit out of a guy, but AEW's gone the super indie route lately.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a guy like Penta or Cobb, I think, are your two favorites.
Yeah. And also, Elgin is facing Penta
in the first round.
So
Elgin can lose and then get home in time to set up tomorrow or Saturday for Glory Pro show Sunday.
Yeah. I hope that they go the unexpected route and give it to a guy like Haskins.
And I don't know how old Haskins is, but I mean a kid like in terms of experience.
Yeah. Haskins or A.R. Fox, somebody who is still on the rise in the American Indies.
Or Desmond Xavier.
Yeah.
I mean, who's
Xavier, he's part of is that EYFBO? Is that what the tag team name is? Or is that somebody else?
I know it's him and Wentz, but I don't know what their name was. They were the champs. I don't know, still maybe, but I know they were.
Let me just see. Because I feel like that is EYFBO, but oh no, that's Angel Ortiz and Mike Drastic. Never mind.
Okay.
Then they're actually currently on Impact, so they would not be on this show.
I'm excited in order for the main event, the Haskins-Kingston match, which will just be a bloodbath.
Oh, it's just without a doubt.
And Big Mike, I've talked about Mike Elgin. He gets better every time you see him.
Yep.
And Pentagon obviously is just that bundle of charisma. He's one of the most charismatic dudes in the world.
Yeah.
And I speak very limited Spanish, but you don't need to understand what he's yelling with the conviction and the inflection that he's yelling it with.
Yeah.
Anyways,
without a doubt. He's fantastic.
He's great.
Oh, Scarlett and Graves. That's the team he's with.
Scarlett and Graves. I like it.
Yeah, they're more of a stable, and they're like based out of CZW, but the two of them are both in the stable together. I think that they actually hold the CZW Tag Team Championships right now. I think about it.
Okay.
Yes, they do. Oh no, they don't. They actually lost them back in May, but they are still the AEW Tag Team Champions. So, anyway, now on to where I'm going to be this weekend.
Where are you going to be this weekend?
Well, Saturday, I'm going to be at Evolve 94 at La Boom in Queens.
Yeah, La Boom.
Yeah, this is going to be a very telling weekend for Evolve. Evolve 94 on Saturday in Queens, Evolve 95 on Sunday in East Haven, Connecticut. And we're dealing with...
Is that far from you? Are you going to both, or are you just going to Queens?
No, just going to Queens. I'm not driving all the way to East Haven.
Is East Haven far?
It's like the midway point through Connecticut. So it's like getting there would be at least a 2-hour drive. I'm not going to...
Yeah, and the problem isn't the drive there. It's drive home when you've had a few beers and you've been watching Graps and you're all... You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem is drive home.
Especially for a show that starts at... It starts at 7 p.m., so I wouldn't be getting home until probably about 1 a.m., more than likely. So,
gross.
Not a chance.
Even later, because you'd have to get takeout.
Yeah, or drive through on the way. I mean, there's enough rest stops on 95 that I could just drive through one of the rest stops on the way. But even still, it's not something I want to be doing on a Sunday night when I have to be at work. At 9 a.m. Monday morning.
Oh yeah, no, it's a Sunday. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Ring of Honor is here Sunday, but there's no way I'm gonna go. It's a Sunday night, and it's a lot of freaking Graps, and it's Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
it's Ring of Honor New Japan.
Yeah, it's War of the Worlds this weekend, which we didn't run through, but we'll talk about that on next week's show because
there is an outside shot. I go if I'm meeting my sister for lunch dinner at 4 Sunday. So if I can get her to drive me back to my mom's house, take my mom's car and drive, but it's like fucking planes, trains, and automobiles for me to go to a Ring of Honor show. Yeah,
but I will give you some incentive.
I don't think they have Naito. If they had Naito, I'd go.
But it will have. That's that. Oh yeah, it's the show that has Kenny Omega versus Yoshihashi. That's not.
Kenny Omega versus Juice. I'm there. Can you say Shy City? Right? You know, but I'm not. Yoshihashi ain't getting me through that door on a Sunday.
They will have Hiromu Takahashi versus Marty Scurll, but
Oh, okay.
and
Oh, okay.
the ultimate comedy moment: Colt Cabana versus Toru Yano.
Oh.
That's a reason to stay home, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not talking me into this, Chris. You're not helping.
I know. But yeah, next week we'll have recaps of the significant happenings at War of the Worlds. I wasn't going to run through all 4 nights of that because there's a lot of shit there.
We'll blitz through it real fast.
Yeah, we'll go through the recap next week of anything important that happens. I mean, the more important War of the Worlds that happen is going to be happening in November when it's New Japan and Rev Pro teaming up, and that'll be
great.
That's where shit's going to get really crazy. That's when the Ishii Keith Lee match is going to happen. Remember that, right?
Sign me the bleep up.
Yep. Our time to sign up for RPW on demand, right?
Yep.
Anyway, all right, back to Evolve. So this is
Evolve. Talk about Evolve.
Yeah.
La Boom, which is fun to say.
Yeah, this is going to be a very significant weekend for Evolve because we're coming out of the fallout of the whole Flow Slam, deal disintegrating, and then the email leak and all that shit. So this is going to be a very telling weekend. They've been teasing things happening with this weekend by each of their email blasts has had links to different YouTube videos that have always ended with everything evolves to dust or something like that. Or evolve to dust, stuff like that. So, there's a lot of, questions, speculation. Are they rebranding? Are they going out of business? What are they doing? Et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't look like they're going to be going out of business, though, because there still are plans in place and, tickets being sold for their shows that are going to be happening over WrestleMania weekend down in New Orleans. So Evolve is still going to exist. It's really just going to be, I imagine there'll be some speeches by Gabe Sapolsky and other people over the course of the weekend that will talk about where the promotion is headed. But one thing that they are doing that is going to be a big part of this weekend is that they are going to be showcasing new talent that are coming up through their training system. The only person who's been revealed for this weekend slate of shows from that training system is a guy by the name of Jarek 120. But he's signed for both shows, and there's a teaser saying plus new talent on both Evolve 94 and 95. So I imagine once the full cards come together, there's going to be some names that nobody knows. But I'll be able to at least give recaps of how those people perform, whoever is at Evolve 94. The card as it stands right now are the matches that have been announced for those cards so far. The big one is going to be in Queens, the main event of Evolve 94. A last man standing match for the WWN Championship between Matt Riddle and Keith Lee.
Yeah.
A rematch from their previous match at Evolve 87, which was a slobber knocker of the highest caliber, and it was a ton of fun. I am personally extremely excited for this match. I am in Section A, Row 1, Seat 1. So you will probably see me on camera during the pay-per-view screaming my fucking head off.
Or 2 guys, 1 sport shirt.
If I had a 2 guys, 1 short. If I had a 2 guys, 1 sports shirt, I would, but I mean, my shirt will still stand out because I'm wearing my Kaylee Ray No Fucks Given shirt. So
nice. You'll fits you like a glove.
I know. It's perfect for me. Yeah, I'll stand out because of that. I mean, nobody else is going to be wearing a fucking Kaylee Ray shirt at an Evolve show, but I'll stand out with that. So look for the guy in the Kaylee Ray shirt screaming his fucking head off during the main event. That's me. If you're watching the pay-per-view. Also signed for Evolve 94, we have a non-title rematch, also a rematch from Evolve 87 as well, between Evolve champion Zack Sabre Jr. and Evolve tag team champion Jaka. They had a hell of a match at Evolve 87. That was a ton of fun, and I'm looking forward to this rematch. It should be just as much of a good time. We're also going to see collision of former Catchpoint team members as Hot Sauce Tracy Williams is going to take on Fred Yehai. Fred Yehai has been having an insane year. Amazing year.
Yeah,
the dude is
all over the wall.
doing so well for himself. So I can't wait to see this. And then I mentioned Jarek 120. He's going to be facing Darby Allin in a special challenge match at Evolve 94. Also signed for the event, but not currently in matches for the card, we have Chris Dickinson, Jason Kincaid, and Austin Theory with Priscilla Kelly. So that's Evolve 94. For Evolve 95 right now, there are only 3 matches on the card. We have Evolve Championship match. If Hot Sauce Tracy Williams wins at Evolve 94, we'll have an Evolve Championship match between Zack Sabre Jr. and Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. So that'll be interesting to see. We will then also have a non-title rematch between WWN champion Matt Riddle and Fred Yehi, which is going to be just fucking insane. And then a special attraction match of Keith Lee facing Darby Allin. Have you ever thought about what it would look like to see Darby Allin getting thrown the fuck around the ring by Keith Lee?
No, but I have now.
Darby Allin, who's probably 160 pounds soaking wet.
With his clothes on.
Yeah. I can't wait to see him do a coffin drop on Keith Lee and have him just bounce off.
That'd be awesome.
Also signed for that event, Evolve Tag Team Champions Chris Dickinson and Jaka, Austin Theory, Jason Kincaid, Jarek 120, and the Ugly Ducklings are all going to be on Evolve 95, as well as new talent. So look forward to that. One last thing before we go off the air, before we do our plugs and go off the air. This week is kind of a week of activism in some circles, as we had World Mental Health Day and National Coming Out Day, both happening during this past week. We here at Two Guys One Sport, we like to consider ourselves to be forward-thinking, progressive men, and encouraging of all people to live their lives in the way that they so choose.
As long as you hate Roman Reigns. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, though, go on. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
Without any fear of discrimination or reprisal from the public at large. So, in that spirit, those of you who are listening, whether you're listening live, whether you're listening on the VOD, on YouTube, whether you're listening to us on iTunes after the fact, wherever you are, I encourage you this week to go out and try and spread some positivity and encouragement among your circles of involvement, whether it's in wrestling, whether it's in other areas of entertainment like gaming or movies or television, or whether it's in your workplace or your family or wherever you bring yourself. I would just like to encourage you all to spread some positivity and encouragement to the people you encounter, because you never know what kind of struggles people are facing on a day in and day out basis. And what you do for them could mean all the difference in the world. And
even if it's something just as simple as sending someone a nice Facebook message or a tweet.
Exactly.
Like, we're all. This is a hard world, brother Chris, and yeah. I make no bones about it, and I make no glib about it. It's a hard world, and the only way it's ever going to get any easier is if we help each other out.
Exactly.
Even the little ways, man. Even the little ways. Whatever it is, and even if all you have to give is a smile, give a smile, man. Make someone's day better.
Whatever you can do for your fellow man, it will not be unappreciated, even if you don't see the result.
No,
I promise you that.
It really, it's cliche, but man, we're all in this together, right?
Yep.
So help each other out, guys.
Might as well make the world a better place for others while you're in it.
And keep hating Roman Reigns. No, I'm kidding. No, but help each other out, though.
Yes.
It really.
That is something you absolutely should do. Always love each other.
That's it.
Let's do our plugs and get on out of here.
Get on out of here. We got 3 innings of this baseball game to watch. I love it.
We've got all of our podcasting friends that we want you to be sure to check out. Special shout out to our friends over at Facelock Feministas. Episode 100 of Facelock Feministas is getting published this Monday. If you are not
check it out, they're a fun listen.
Yeah, if you are not subscribed to them, you definitely should. Definitely, give them a listen. Follow them on Twitter. Give them a like. The Lady J, Courtney Rose, you two are both amazing. Thank you very much for always being great pillars of our community. Special shout out also to Courtney's other podcast, Hard Eyes and Wistful Sighs. Just recently had an episode actually about a fan who's talking about Io Shirai. It actually wasn't me, shockingly enough. So definitely give that a listen if you want some more insight into Io Shirai beyond what I have gushed about on our show here. We've also got our friends over at Not Your Demographic with Stunning Stellar Cheeks and the enigmatic Aaron Klein. Always happy to listen to them. Give them a like, give them a follow. They are excellent content. And our podcasting brethren on Fridays, Shooting Debris with Taker's Media and Mr. Dr. Senju in the mornings, and in the afternoons, Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling with 14 Fitzpatrick and Don Sal Guzmano. Definitely give them a listen and a follow in all aspects. Next week, we are going to be talking recaps of the Jim Lynam, the Evolve shows, Global Wars. Hopefully have some idea about what's going on with WWN and Evolve in the future.
Go home show for TLC Monday?
Yes, indeed. We will
have a direction. We will have a preview for TLC then.
Yep, full preview for TLC, and also
we are back Friday, 8 days.
Yep. We're also going to be giving some predictions and thoughts about what's going to be happening at Survivor Series, because we are, believe it or not, only about a month away from Survivor Series, and there is really no fucking clue about what's going on in that.
Which means we're a month away from an NXT takeover, and we have a slight clue of what's going on, but not a great clue what's going on.
Unless you've read the spoilers, but we don't encourage you to read spoilers unless you want to. But in any case, guys, episode 32 is in the books. Thank you for tuning in. Don't work yourselves into
be nice to each other.
Yes.
I mean, it'd be nice to each other, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard.
Yeah.
So
be good people.
And we're not asking for a lot, are we?
No,
I hope not.
So. Like, favorite, and subscribe here on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at 2guys1sport, number 2, number 1 in the handle. Subscribe to us on iTunes. The link is below the video in the description. Give us a rating. Give us a review. Let everybody know how much you love our show, because we want more of you. More. I'm like Ryback right now. Feed me more.
We like all of you, and we like you to listen and hang out with us.
Exactly. That's George. I'm Chris. Guys,
bye, guys.
You're the best.
Be nice to each other. Thank you, as always, for listening. We love you guys. You make this a joy to do every Friday/Thursday.
Have a great night. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.